Hey everybody, I am back again. I have more Instagram live feeds for you. As you may know if you've watched some of the other ones, or if you haven't, welcome. My name is Farzana. I have been meditating over 35 years, and at the beginning of the pandemic, I started to shoot guided meditations on Instagram Live. I am putting them here for you guys so that you have them forever, because back at the beginning of pandemic, when all of it started, Instagram didn't push those videos to IGTV. So you have them here. I hope you find benefit out of them. This one actually is more of a Q&A of people asking questions and me answering them. And there still is a little guided meditation at the end. So if you had any questions that you wanted answered, that's what gets addressed here. I would ask you to please take things in context of where we were at the moment, and know that some of these videos that you're going to be watching are actually videos of me really visiting with some of my good friends. And so you're kind of listening in on intimate, personal conversations and moments with people that are close to me in my life as well. So you're getting like real, very unfiltered stuff here. Anyways, I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you find benefit out of it. It was really important for me to make this content free to you so that you have resources, that you have stuff going forward. If you like this, if you're interested in more stuff like this, please like below, subscribe, join my community. I would love for you to be a part of my community. Ask me lots and lots of questions. Anyways, enjoy the video. Hugs in advance, and have a great day. Hey everybody, I'm just gonna wait for everyone to kick in here and tune in. I'm really excited to be here with everyone. Hello. Hi Paula. Hi Stephanie. To see so many familiar faces right now, or familiar waves. Hey everybody, welcome. I'm just going to take a moment here if anyone has any questions or thoughts about anyone, as we're going to be doing a few of these meditations over the next bit here. If anyone has any questions for me, feel free to tune in and let me know. Hi Alicia. Hi, Irini. Hey, Stephanie. Hi, Michelle. So good to see everybody. It's like all the community online. I love it. I love getting to sense everyone coming together. Hey again, Paula. All right, so we'll still give people a bit of time, but I have some rules when it comes to meditation, okay? And probably the most important rule of all is that you are always doing it right. You cannot, under any circumstances, get it wrong, okay? And that means that even if you, it's my honor to be doing this, Julie. It's my honor. That said, you cannot get this wrong. Okay, meditation is a practice, it's a journey, and therefore, even if you didn't understand an instruction for the first 100 times that you did it, that was part of your learning and part of your journey. If you are itchy, if you feel frustrated, if you feel angry, if you feel tired, if you're falling asleep, it's all okay. Okay, you're always doing it right. Now, I also have some rules over here, and the other rule is that you must be comfortable, okay? There is no rule that says that you need to sit on lotus position on the floor to be able to do a meditation. I've got a nice blanket over here, I've got my comfy chair, and my spine is upright. I'm as tall as I can comfortably be. Now, we are also doing this for sleep, so if you want to set yourself up so that you can listen to this tonight and participate and fall asleep and just like drift off, that's okay too. But normally when it comes to meditation, I have a strict sit upright policy because it's just too easy for our bodies to want to switch over into sleep, right? That said, a little bit about me as people are still tuning in here. I have been meditating for 37 years now. I'm embarrassed to admit that, but 37 years I've been meditating, so most of my life. And in that 37 years, I reiterate that first rule, and that is that it does not have to take 37 years or an entire lifetime to be able to get the benefits of a meditation practice. You don't have to have a silent mind, okay? That's one of the third rules, is that the objective of the meditation is not to silence all thoughts, okay? If you think about it, your mind is this mass of neurons that were quite literally built to process emotions and chemicals. Okay, so neurochemicals and electrical signals, like everything from your brain is this mass of neurons, and you've got all these electrical impulses going through, and quite literally your thoughts, like your brain was built to have thought, okay? And I kind of liken the thoughts in your mind and the ability to have less thought in relation to how busy we are in the world. And I think right now, as a lot of us are perhaps taking some social distancing and isolating, we have this beautiful opportunity right now to get into the stillness. Like, when do you really, like, I had a beautiful opportunity to take 60 days and for this in the summertime, and from dawn till dusk sit for 15, 16 hours a day in silence. And it was a beautiful experience. And what I will tell you is that I had moments of deep, deep silence. And I had moments where all kinds of things came up. And then I would process them and reach a plateau and have moments of silence. And then more things would come up. And the truth of the matter is when you're in isolation and there's nothing to stimulate you from the outside world, it becomes actually harder to think about things that might trigger you. And even after that 60 days, I still have challenges. I still have things and programming from my childhood that come up for me, that actually are difficult for me, that are challenging for me. And so when I live in the world and things around me trigger me, those are my gifts. The things that I get triggered by are my gifts. And when I sit in my meditation, I now have something with which I can process, with which I can learn how to release. I can understand myself better. I can let things go so that I can be a better me, so that I can be my true me, the me that I choose to be today in absolutely every way. So so let's reiterate the rules. 1, you're always doing it right. It's a journey. It's a journey. It's a practice. Every day will be different. Some days you'll have a beautiful, blissful practice. Some days you'll have a lot of thought and a lot of worry and a lot of concern, and your mind will be drifting. Some days you'll time travel, and in another one of our videos, I'll talk about time traveling. Somebody remind me. But there's so many different things that we have the opportunity to do here with our meditation. And it's not just a spiritual journey. It's not just for mental calmness. It's not just for one thing or another. The meditation practice is whatever you want it to be. Everyone comes to this for their own purpose, for their own reasons, and that is purely personal, as is what happens when you close your eyes, because I don't know what happens for you when you close your eyes. I don't know if you see the night sky, or if you see light, or if you hear things, or if you smell things, or you have different sensations, and that is entirely personal. All I know is that when you do your practices, as long as you can be in kindness and allowance and in acceptance of the practice that you have, you will have a better practice. All right. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. All right. So everyone get really comfortable. Okay. Today we're going to go into a deep trance. I'm going to guide you, potentially, if everyone's amenable to it, on a little journey in nature. Okay. This guided journey, we're going to do some visualization, but visualization doesn't have to mean seeing something the way I see you or the way it is when we watch a movie. Hi there. Visualization can be felt. It can be sensed. It can be understood. It can be, oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm appreciating the love and I'm sending it back in every way. You know, all of these things here and everything that we're doing today as we all connect in here together, to me, if I could right now, I want to give you all the biggest, most gigantic hug right now. And so, so, so much love. All right. Back to our meditation practice though. Sleep is so important, okay? It's the first thing that goes when we're stressed out. It is the very, very first thing that goes when we're stressed out. And I mean, for some of us, it's digestion, but usually sleep becomes a little bit lessened, okay? Hi, Mathila. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Irene. And when your sleep goes, so does your ability to think. Our memory starts to go. We start to get forgetful. We start to get absent-minded. We get reactive. We get responsive. And there's something that actually happens where the less sleep you get, the more your body mimics fight or flight, okay? And when you stay in fight or flight long enough, what starts to happen is we go into a state called hypersuggestibility, okay? Basically, our brains were built to go through different brain waves throughout the day. So as you're waking up in the morning, you're in a light state of trance, right? And the more you wake up, your brain waves perk up and you perk into the most alert state, maybe after a cup of coffee, or for me, it's chai, always with the chai. And you perk up, and as you perk up into these alert states, we get our best cognitive thinking time in. For me, that's the time when I do like emails and administrative stuff that I don't really like to do. And I save the fun stuff for the afternoon when I can emotionally engage with people and do things that I really enjoy doing. But I save my cognitive time for the things that are challenging for me, that are really difficult, and that's my beta time. But at the other times of day, like in the afternoon, most people tend to have a dip in the afternoon where your brain waves drop down. And then as we fall asleep, we also have another drop, right? You get a kind of a lift when you're leaving work at the end of the day and your brainwave levels bump up again and you have that alertness and you're alert for your evening. And then we tend to want to wind down around 10 p.m. And again, this is all variant depending on when you wake up and when you fall asleep. But the notion of sleep and meditation go hand in hand, because every night as we fall asleep, our brains deepen into lowered brainwave levels. And this happens specifically the moment that your eyes start to roll into the back of your head. Have you ever seen a child fighting off sleep, or even an animal that wants to stay awake, like a little puppy who's like has FOMO and they really want to stay awake? Or even I'll own it. I have FOMO and I want to stay present for things, but I can't stay awake sometimes. And the eyes are going down and you're trying to stay open. And the more you try to open them, you find yourself drifting in between consciousness and sleep, in between. And there's a beautiful level of brain waves that identically mimics what happens when you go into a deeper state of trance. And today, with this meditation, I'm going to guide you into those levels so that you can actually trigger your brain to go back into that, to remember what it's like to go into those deeper levels of sleep, to go into those levels and to train your brain to be able to shut down from being in this hyperactive state. So here's the thing, I was mentioning this hypersuggestible state. Okay, and this hypersuggestible state is a state wherein your fight or flight mechanism is triggered. And the reason we get into this hypersuggestible state is purely survival. Okay, when we were running for our lives, when we were nomadic, living in caves and whatnot, our lives were such that we had to defend ourselves. We had to be on high alert. We had to have such a constant level of awareness of threats that a little bush rustling or a little noise over here aggravates you. Okay, but today what starts to happen is when we go into these stressful periods and we get extra tired, we go into that fight or flight mode, but instead of hearing a bush rustling or a noise over here or noticing things out of the corner of our eyes, and some of us do get a little jumpy in that way, but more so we start to hear the tone of someone's voice. We start to think that people don't love us anymore, they don't like us anymore, or someone's annoyed with us now, instead of actually hearing the things that really matter, okay? And taking the real meaning, taking the real intent from things. Like
not what's wrong, but what's right about things. Okay, so that's kind of one thing that happens. But what also happens is we start to create a negative funnel because we're looking at what could go wrong so that we can avoid it, so that we can survive. We're kind of focusing only on the negative things. And right now, with everything that we're going through, everything keeps changing. We don't know what's certain. And I think people are watching too many zombie apocalypse shows, maybe so much Walking Dead or Van Helsing, or like, dear Netflix and Crave, please take off scary shows right now about contagions and things like that. But I think that there is an aspect of perhaps going to the absolute worst case scenario so that we can have this sense of survival, which is why, like, no matter how many memes you watch, you went out and got toilet paper anyways, even though you know you don't need it, right? And so there's this aspect of this negative funnel that gets created for us where we're constantly in uncertainty and we feel like we need to be on alert. And even though you want to be calm, even though you want to be relaxed, everything starts to unravel. And so what we really need to do here, more important than anything, thank you, more importantly than anything, is that we really need to train ourselves to get that sleep back. But the beautiful thing is even if you don't sleep because of your job, because you've got a family, because you've got work, you've got some other things that you're taking care of, whatever it is, the beauty of it is that this practice that we're about to do here together right now, 1 hour of this deep trance meditation is the equivalent of approximately 3 hours of deep delta brainwave sleep. Okay, that's the benefit of it. So what we want to do is we want to rest your mind. We want to restore it. I want to give you the ability to regenerate, right? Because that's what meditation does. It's actually proven that meditation causes neurogenesis. That's the regrowth of new neurons in your brain, the ability to think, learn new things, choose, and adapt. And so I want us to all have that together on a scientific level, on a physical level, on an physically on an immune system level, on the ability to think with our thoughts, mentally with clarity, to choose, the ability to feel and process and allow ourselves to be present for that processing, and the ability to spiritually connect on a higher level instead of into this lower vibration anxiety and fear that's going out there. So again, I feel like I've been talking for about 15 minutes now, and hopefully everyone's had enough time. Hopefully everyone is nice and comfortable. Get really comfortable. Get a blanket. If you know you get cool in Shavasana, this would be your time to grab a blanket. If you know you tend to get warm, make sure you're as comfortable as can be. Lean back, get ready, and we're going to start in about, I'll give you guys 30 seconds. If anyone has any questions for me, feel free to type them in at the bottom, and I'm going to look out for them right now. Sorry if I missed a question that you had earlier while I was chatting. All right, so I invite you to, unless you're sitting cross-legged, which is fine, uncross your hands and legs, all right? And just so you guys know, this will be saved. I figured out how to do it. So thanks, Michelle, for that. Yeah, but we're going to uncross our hands and legs unless you're sitting cross-legged. Get really comfortable. Give yourself like a little place to rest your head. It's okay if your head falls forward. It's okay if it falls back. Just make sure you're comfy. Some people like to use a little neck pillow. Of course, Jen. All right. And whenever you're ready, take a moment. Take a moment to just notice yourself in your surroundings, wherever you may be. Oh, just 1 second. Michelle, we've got a question here of where they can find it later. I think it'll be saved to stories, and we will save the live video feed, which will potentially get posted somewhere else later. But I'll confirm that with you guys in just a moment. I'll let you guys know at the end of the video. Here we go. It'll be on the Instagram highlights. All right, let's start again. Okay, turn your palms to the sky, get nice and comfortable, and take a moment to just become aware of whatever it is you are aware of in this moment. Notice your physical body, how you're sitting or laying. Notice the hairs and the cells on your scalp. The feeling of your forehead, of your eyes, the skin on your face, around your mouth. Become aware of the rows of your teeth. And perhaps as you notice the rows of your teeth, you begin to feel as though you want to release your jaw, or you already have. And just allow that to happen. Unhinge your mouth here. Let it hang open. And as you do so, notice how all of the skin, every part of your head and scalp, every muscle on your forehead and your mouth and face, down over your neck and the tops of your shoulders begins to melt away, to soften down. Become aware of the flow of your breath as your body breathes for you. Let that breath flow naturally, easily, effortlessly. Oxygen, prana, life force, and chi flowing into your lungs, to your bloodstream, and with every beat of your powerful heart, all of that life force flows into every cell of your being. And as you exhale, you release from your body, you release from your being whatever doesn't serve you. Letting go of any thoughts, any worries. Releasing the emotions that you may be feeling, that you may be processing. And of course, life force keeps flowing in as you release what doesn't serve you. And as you allow your body to breathe for you, if your eyes are not already closed, allow your eyelids to soften down on one of your next exhalations. As you sit here, body breathing for you, heart beating that breath into every cell of your being. I'd like you to become aware of those eyelids. Let's play a game with them for just a moment. I'd like you to allow your eyelids to become so heavy, so smooth, so peaceful, that as long as you chose not to open those eyelids, they just won't work. Let them get so smooth and so heavy, like the eyelids on a child trying to fight falling asleep, but the sleep wins over. Heavy and smooth like the eyelids on one of those beautiful marble statues with its eyes closed in a mask of peaceful serenity. And when they're so heavy, when they're so smooth, allow them to seal shut with that smooth, peaceful, sleepy heaviness. And test those eyelids. Make sure they won't open. Make sure that even as you raise your eyebrows trying to open them, you may even find that the eyelids want to shut down tighter and tighter the harder you try to open them. And if you manage to open them, that's okay. Let go. Let go of the effort and let everything soften down. And as you allow that heaviness to be there, allow that heaviness to melt down, soothingly softening over your cheekbones, easing through your mouth, the rows of your teeth, and your jaw. Let that deep, deep peace melt over the muscles of your neck, through every vertebrae. Let it flow through the tops of your shoulders and arms, through your torso and your beating heart, down the length of your spine, through your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, knuckles, and fingertips to the tips of your fingernails. Let that wonderful, calm, soothing peacefulness move through every organ, through every muscle of your strong torso, through your core, through your hip flexors, through your glutes, quads, and hamstrings, and those strong muscles of your body. As you sit here, as you rest here, is there anything for those muscles to do at all? And as you perhaps realize that there isn't, I wonder if you can lovingly allow those muscles to release and become loose and limp, and to let that calm, peaceful, easing serenity move and flow through every muscle, every fiber, every cell, through the joints of your knees, through your shins and calves, ankles, heels, through the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, the arches of your feet, and the tips of your toes, through the front and back of your heart. Every muscle, every fiber, every cell of your being flowing with that deep, deep peace, calmness, and serenity. And as you rest here, your body continuing to breathe that life force in. I wonder if you can sense the flow of that life force through every part of yourself, from the top of your head to the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet. And as you rest here now, I invite you to close your mind's eye. And as you do, find yourself standing on top of the most beautiful, beautiful hillside, overlooking a glorious view of the ocean, of the world around you. As you stand on this hillside, I wonder if you can feel the strength in your body, the firmness of the earth beneath your feet, as though the earth itself was reminding you that you yourself, your body, is made of earth, that it is made of the nutrients you consume. And as you stand here continuing to breathe, not just the air, not just the life force, I wonder if you can feel your feet breathing the strength of the earth itself. As you stand here, overlooking this beautiful view, the sound of the ocean roaring in the distance, the beautiful breeze in the air bearing in that smell of the fresh, salty sea air, the feeling of the sun warming through your body and your being, seeming to ease and warm your skin, melting through, seeming to soak into every muscle and fiber, allowing you to let go and find even more peace in every fiber and cell of your being. Allowing yourself to soak up the warmth of the sun, the invigorating freshness of the salty sea air and the beautiful breeze borne in, the warmth of the sun, the strength and vitality of the earth beneath your feet, the beautiful blue of the sky and the shapes of the clouds, the roar of the ocean and the view all around you, and the sense of yourself beyond time and space. Sound of birds calling in the distance. Sense that this place has been here long before you ever existed, and this place will be here long, long after you exist, perhaps in some other form. And as you take it all in, perhaps allowing yourself a beautiful, beautiful deep breath in, you sigh that beauty into every cell of your being. And as you look off to your side, you notice a pathway leading down the hillside towards that beach. And as you begin to walk down the pathway, you allow your steps to be fluid, peaceful, maybe even lazy in the most beautiful, allowing way. Allow your body to flow as if you were on the most beautiful holiday with nothing to do except be completely at ease, to be completely present, and allow each step to become easier, more flowing than the last, as you make your way down and down, further and along, easing down the beautiful hillside. And you notice that the pathway leads into the most beautiful forest. As you see the forest ahead, you see the pathway lets out on the end of the forest, right onto the most beautiful portion of the beach. And you continue to allow yourself to walk through. And you begin to notice, as you enter the forest, the coolness of the shade of the trees. And I wonder if you can see the beams of light catching through the trees as the canopy thickens overhead. And yet those beautiful beams of sunlight seeming to catch the dust in the air. in this extraordinary way that makes it seem like time is standing still or has no meaning here. You can smell the freshness of the earth and see all the beautiful colors of green and the different types of trees, all the cycles of life and rebirth. And you realize that everything passes. Events pass, thoughts pass, ideas and notions change, and you evolve and grow and learn. Even when you don't intend to. You marvel perhaps as that your body flows through the forest, as your feet seem to find just the perfect steps, as you notice the way Mother Nature's branches and roots seem to form these perfect steps that wherever you need it, there's a rock or a handle or a place for you to walk with ease. Each footstep in rhythm with the flow of your breath and the beating of your heart, with a pulse of the earth's energy flowing up into your body, energizing every particle of your being, every muscle, every bone, every fiber, every tissue, every cell, every organ. All the colors of the wild flowers, the friendly little creatures and animals, the soft earth, the beautiful giant trees, the beams of sunlight, all the life around you everywhere. And this flow and ease as you glide now through the forest, soaking in the shades of green, the beams of light, the constance and steadiness of the earth, the freshness of the earth and scent of life all around you. And you continue further and further down and along, until you start to notice the earth has changed and there's a sandy feeling, and sand seems to be trickling between your toes, and as you walk it seems to be warmer and warmer, and you notice that the canopy of the forest is thinning and you've made your way now to the beach. You could hear the ocean roaring all along, but it's much louder now and clearer. And as you walk to the water's edge, you begin to notice the sand growing darker and firmer and cooler as you make your way to the water's edge. Walking now along the shoreline, walking alongside the ocean as it gently pulls away and crashes back in, rhythmically, steadily, and every several waves, a larger than usual wave comes by, crashing in, sending little rivulets of water and foam trickling over your toes. And as the waves pull back, the sand glints and shimmers like jewels in the sunlight, and the sun seems to dance on the water next to you, as though it was playfully skipping alongside you while it warms you through every muscle, every fiber, every cell. And as you gaze out on the shoreline, you can see the shoreline curve away in the most beautiful, long, gentle curve as far as the eye can see. And way, way down at the end, I wonder if you can see perhaps a tree leaning over the water's edge with its branches just reaching down dipping in its tips just into the edge of the water, just dipping into the surface. You walk on and on, down and along, further and further. Sun warming you, the sound of the ocean, the birds calling in the distance, the fresh smell of the ocean air, the breeze cooling you while the sun warms you, the feeling of the sand, firm and sometimes sticky in the most wonderful way beneath your feet, the little waves crashing over once in a while, the sand glinting like jewels in the sun, and the sun dancing playfully alongside you. And as you walk down and further and along this beautiful beach, you realize that time and space have no meaning here. And as you look behind you to see the forest, that hillside seems but a speck in the distance, miles and miles away. And you realize perhaps that now it may be time to rest. And as you look over, you notice a chair, a rest area with just the perfect amount of shade and light. The most inviting area to rest in because it was made just for you to be the most comfortable, healing, restorative place that you could ever rest in. Go ahead, and if you wish, make your way over to that area and allow yourself to just melt into it, to further let go of everything, every muscle, every fiber, every cell, and simply allow yourself to rest here. And as you rest here, I wonder if perhaps you gaze out at the ocean, at the horizon, and I wonder if you can see where the ocean ends and the sky begins, or where the sky ends and the ocean begins. And as your mind and eyes try to figure it out, I wonder if any of it even matters. As you allow yourself to rest deeper and deeper, perhaps you notice the power of the ocean's flow, that magnetic force that moves the ocean from the moon. And perhaps you connect with the flow of the ocean, with the water in your own body, and allow the moon to not just move the ocean itself, but the water within you. So that as the ocean pulls back, it seems to magnetically be drawing out from you anything that doesn't serve you physically, mentally, emotionally, or otherwise, and filling you with fresh oxygen, prana, life force, and chi, as does the sun invigorate every one of your cells, life force flowing into every part of you. As you rest here, allow yourself to soak everything in, to let go, to allow your eyes to close down even more deeply in your mind, and to simply rest. It's okay if you've drifted off into sleep. It's okay if your mind is processing things. Allow this to happen. Allow the time and space of this silence to be a gift to sit with yourself. As you rest here now, allow your mind to release what doesn't serve you. Allow yourself to know that as you rest here, that as you allow yourself this space, this peace, your practice, that you are always on a journey. And that as you choose to learn on your journey, as you choose growth, each day in every way, you are always getting better and better, healthier, stronger, in body, in mind, emotionally, and in your consciousness. That just by nature of having a practice, by choice, by awareness, you become aware of the things that are, so that you can make them things that have been. Each and every day, you have the opportunity to choose how you would like to think about things, what you would like to believe, what you would like to value. You get to choose who you are. You are the architect of your own life, the writer and the editor of your own story. And may your story be ongoing. May you feel empowered in your journey to create the meaning that you wish out of the events that face you in each and every moment. May you choose to take things not the wrong way, but the right way. May you see opportunities, possibilities, and choice in yourself and in the world around you and in your interactions with others. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful sleep tonight. May your sleep be deep. May your dreams be sweet. And may you awake feeling so much more like yourself tomorrow. If you wish to now, shut off the post. Or if you wish to do a few more things with your evening, I invite you now to feel the energy in your body, to notice how nourishing this rest has been for you, to become aware of where your mind is at in this moment, to notice your emotions and how you feel, to notice that with which you notice your own awareness. The awareness of yourself, the part of you that senses that you exist, that you have a self, that you exist here in this time, in this space, in your body, in this moment. And I invite you to open your eyes, if you wish. Stretch your arms up to the sky, and this is the most important part of all. Stretch your arms up to the sky. And in a big yawn, say, I feel wonderful. Big, big stretch. Okay. Always end your meditations on a positive note, especially deep trance ones. May you wake up tomorrow morning saying, I feel wonderful. Sweet dreams to all of you. If you have any questions at all, of course, thank you, Yoga, for allowing me to do this. But if you have any questions at all, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. As long as there are questions, you can always write them down at the bottom, and I will answer them all for you right now. But otherwise, enjoy this. It's okay to fall right asleep. It's okay if you fell asleep during the meditation. It's all good. If your questions come up tomorrow, you can always hit me up with more questions. Otherwise, I will be saving this. I will be posting this. You'll be able to find it on the Yoga Instagram stories highlights. And I'm so happy that you feel wonderful, Jenny. Yeah, I love you too. I love you too, Michelle. I'm so grateful for this. We got lots more of these coming. Thank you, everybody. I feel the love. And, normally I give hugs, and I'm giving you all like the biggest, giant, big, loving squeeze wherever you are right now. And so, so, so much love and light and energy. And yes, to answer your question, long-term meditation does help with anxiety. There are also some specific techniques that help. I'm a big fan of some other things. Feel free to message me personally on my account, Farzana JJ, if you want to have those questions answered. Oh, my pleasure, Carolyn. Thank you, Alicia. It can definitely help with pain. I feel like as soon as you go into trance, there's a question, can meditation heal injuries? And absolutely, in trance and meditation, you can heal your body much, much faster, much faster. You can also work on pain that way too, but that's, again, feel free to ask me those questions privately as well. I'm happy if everyone's feeling grounded. Again, we're going to do tons more of these meditations, hopefully. And I'm not sure when the next one will be, but it'll get posted on the different social media channels. Watch for it in the Yoga stories. Watch for it in my stories, and we'll be posting lots more of these. Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you guys all got so much out of this. And hi, Alex. And I miss you all too. I look forward to when we can see each other again in person and hug it out. Until then, we're going to do these. At this point in time, I don't know what days and nights I'll be on here. It's probably going to be more evenings for now. But I think we'll just see what's happening in terms of that. But just stay tuned to the story highlights, because that's where it's going to be coming up there. Yeah, I miss you too. Oh, it's my pleasure. It's really my pleasure. Yeah. I think it's really nice even to just share the space with everybody being live together and reading everybody else's comments as well. All right. Okay, if you guys don't have any more questions, please feel free to message Yoga if you have any requests for anything right now, if you have any thoughts on anything, if you want anything. If you have any direct questions for me, feel free to reach out to me as well. I am around, and I'm here for you guys, okay? Otherwise, take care and have the most amazing sleep ever. And just know that there is love out there, and I love you guys, and I'm giving you giant, giant hugs. Good night, Jen. Bye. See you all. Just use my, feel free to use my Instagram, Farzana JJ, Farzana JJ. That's my handle. Really, I'm easy to find. You can find me there. Find me on pretty much all the social channels, but Instagram is easiest. Bye, everybody. Oh, you're welcome, love. Sweet, thank you. Thank you, sweet dreams, everybody.